Good morning, everyone. We have a little bit of a break in the rain yet again today. It's very likely that it's going to end up raining on us some more at some point today, but for now, it's nice and beautiful. It's overcast, and we are in habitat for some of my favorite snakes. So we're gonna do a little bit of morning cruising and see what we can get into. Hopefully we'll be able to kick off this episode with some snakes here today though, so we're gonna get to it and I will let you guys know what we find. All right, well, there's our first find of the day. Little baby box turtle, very cute. I'm assuming we're probably gonna see a couple of those with how wet it is. But that's okay with me. Great way to start the day. Really small little box turtle. Another one. He is nice. Look at that yellow head. Good stuff. 2 box turtles in the last like 15 minutes. Not bad. At the very least, I think we can probably expect to see a couple more of these today, so hopefully there will be some snakes out, but if not, we can at least move a bunch of box turtles out of the road, hopefully. Nice big male is our next find. And here's number 3. Yet another good-looking dude. Look at that. Very, very nice. Look at this road. Beautiful sandy road here in the Georgia Piedmont. Hoping to find some cool snakes out here today, but I'm happy with box turtles. That's number 3. Look at how orange this guy is. Look at that foot. Beastly. Love him so much. Those claws. All right, big guy. The road is no place for a turtle as handsome as yourself, so we'll put you over here by the fence and let you continue with your day. Alright guys, well, it's 3:15 in the afternoon and we haven't really seen anything since those box turtles, which were all pretty early this morning. But the sun is out. It's a little bit hot right now, so I'm hoping that the evening cool down will be active today. So we're going to keep at it and see what pops up in the afternoon, as long as it doesn't rain. So hopefully the afternoon will be a little bit more snaky than the morning. Well, it's almost 6 o'clock and here's our first snake of the day. Starting off with a baby racer, not the strongest start, but I'm just glad to see something. Today has been inexplicably rough. It's felt pretty good almost all day long. And there just hasn't been anything out since those box turtles early this morning. Really, really odd. But, I mean, baby racer is as baby racer does. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of these over the next hour or so. But hopefully we'll just see something, because it has been pretty brutal out here today. But I'm just going to let this guy go, and we're going to keep on cruising, I suppose. Hoping to see something else of a little bit more interest before it starts getting dark. He's very gently trying to bite me. Finally, it took all day, but there is a little baby timber. That's our first baby timber of the year on the road. We saw some yearlings and some bigger ones, but that was the first one of this year's babies. Very nice. Only a few seconds after the racer. Hopefully this is a good sign that stuff is starting to kind of move, and hopefully we'll be getting into some more snakes. All right, very cool. Little baby timber. Just gonna get a couple quick shots and we'll get him out of the road. I'm gonna try to give y'all some scale here without doing anything too dangerous. I'm well out of strike range, but you can see very, very small. Just a very tiny little button on his tail there. He's probably only a couple of weeks old at this point, venturing out for his first fall. So we're gonna make sure he gets off of the road safely and we're gonna get back to cruising. Hopefully this means snake activity is picking up. There he goes, off into the great big world. Let's get back to it, see what else we can find.
Yep, exactly looking the same as that.
There's another one of those. A little bit prettier than the last one. This guy's definitely a little bit prettier than the first one, but a lot of the baby timbers this size tend to look pretty similar, so I'm not gonna spend too much time with him, just gonna keep moving and hope for more. Hopefully a bigger one turns up, but nice looking timber, second one of the afternoon. Very nice. All right, well, here's our next snake. Now that it's starting to get dark, a very, very dark rat snake. Look at that guy. That's a straight up black rat. Not something we see too often, although we are further east than where we normally herp, so it kind of makes sense. The general trend is as you go east in Georgia, the darker the rat snakes get. This guy is quite slender, actually probably a little bit on the skinny side, but nice way to start the night. The first snake that we've seen since, it's been about an hour and a half or so since that last timber, so we had a little slow patch. Really all day has kind of been a slow patch, and then we had a hot patch. and then another slow patch, and now we're back to finding snakes apparently. So we're gonna try to keep it moving, but pretty good looking rat snake is our next find. He's actually got some kind of interesting chocolatey undertones to him. Good looking snake. Quite different from the rats we normally see closer to home, so. All right, well, we're kind of starting to make our way home at this point, but there is a nice little maybe 2-year-old copperhead here. The first one of these we've seen today. They tend to not be terribly common here, so kind of neat. They're also always nice and faded looking compared to the ones we see at home, so I'm just gonna let him keep moving off the road, and we're probably gonna wrap up the day here unless we see stuff on the way home, but always nice to see another snake. All right, well, that copperhead's gonna be the last snake of the night. We kind of cruised most of the way home and haven't seen anything else, but it's a weird day. This is gonna be one of those segments that seems like we kind of killed it, but in reality, we've been herping since 8 a.m. this morning for very little considering the amount of hours we put in, but it could have been a lot worse. Always happy to see box turtles and baby timbers, and we got a little bit of nice additional diversity there at the end with the racer, rat snake, and copperhead, so not bad all around, but I am gonna probably end today here unless we miraculously see something on this small stretch of road, and I'll see you guys next time I get out. Good evening, everybody. It is a beautiful and cool sunny September afternoon here in northern Georgia, and I'm getting ready to head out for the evening. The herping has been so fantastic lately, and I can only hope that this continues for the next couple of weeks as we head into prime fall season. It's one of the best times of the year to be out looking for snakes right now, and I plan to take full advantage of it. So we're gonna get to it, and I'll let you guys know what our first find of the day is. So our dusk temp is 71 degrees, a lot cooler than it has been lately. I'm hoping that that'll be a good thing, so let's see if anything's gonna be out. All right, just at dark, and here's our first snake of the night, a little baby rat snake. This was our last snake of the night yesterday. I won't end up in a video, but I did see one of these guys yesterday. But very nice little gray rat is our first find. Normally the window is pretty tight on these fall nights though, so not gonna spend too much time with anything unless we turn up something crazy. So I'm just gonna move this guy and we're gonna keep driving. And only a few minutes later, we have a pygmy who is very active. Look at that. Very, very nice, and just what I was hoping to see tonight, other than maybe a mole king. That is the big target. Beautiful. Well, that right there is exactly what I was hoping we'd come across tonight, and a fantastic second snake of the night. Beautiful Carolina pygmy rattlesnake. Actually on a stretch of the road that I have not seen one of these guys on in a long time. So that is very cool. He's got a really weird like scar or something going on top of his head where it's super dark, but definitely a kind of different looking one. This one's got a little bit more of a gray background base rather than the kind of orangish red color that they tend to have around here. But overall, just a fantastic looking snake and exactly what I was hoping to see tonight. So I'm a happy camper at this point, but I would like to see some more snakes. Hopefully we'll get some decent numbers tonight, but I am gonna take time to get some pictures of this beauty before we let him go, because these are among my favorite snakes to find and photograph, and something I'm always hoping to see. So if you're not too familiar with pygmy rattlesnakes, they are very small and they're members of their own genus, Cistrurus. So they are not a crotalus like the rest of rattlesnakes in the US, other than Massasaugas and pygmies. They are their own thing. Although they are closely related, it's still really, really cool just how unique these guys are when compared to other rattlesnakes we have. So always a treat, and always something that I'm very happy to see. Just a beautiful little snake, and hopefully the first of many we will see this month. Hasn't been a bad year for pygmies so far, but September is one of my favorite times to look for them, so hopefully we'll be seeing more over the next couple weeks. So I'm gonna get some photos of this guy real quick, and then we're gonna get back on the road. Beautiful Carolina pygmy rattlesnake is our next find. Well, it's getting really cool at this point. It's in the mid-60s, and I thought this was gonna be a baby mole king, but it's just the reddest smooth earth snake of all time. This thing is ridiculously nice. It almost makes me want to stop and photograph him real quick, but stuff's still moving, so. Despite the cool temperatures, road cruising in the fall tends to persist a little bit longer than you would expect it to. So I'm really hoping that there will be some more stuff out, but really, really red smooth earth snake is our next find. I'm just gonna get this guy to the road. All right, calling it a night at 9:30 tonight, but pretty good cruise to start off this episode. Only 3 snakes, but I mean, for out here, that's not terrible numbers, and whenever one of them is a pygmy, that is always fantastic. So I'm gonna start making my way home at this point. If I see something else, I'll definitely stop, but if not, I'll see y'all next time. All right, everyone, we're gonna try to wrap up this episode today, but I'm actually out in a new area in Alabama that I'm really hoping to turn up a pygmy rattlesnake in eventually. It looks fantastic to me, and even after seeing it here in person for the first time, I'm even more confident that they're here. It's just a matter of whether or not I can actually find one. So the weather couldn't be much better. We got a pygmy last night in Georgia, so we're gonna try our best today and hope it goes well. So I'm gonna get to driving around, figure out my route I'm gonna cruise tonight, and then I'm just gonna get to grinding and we'll see what turns up. Hello there. Don't you know that people are hunting you right now? Yeah, get out of here. Someone's gonna come by and pop you from the car if you're not careful. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness. Wow. Come here, dude. That thing is beautiful. Very, very cool looking little eastern garter to start off the night. And that thing is glowing. Really, really cool looking. Look at that green color. That is insane. I've seen some really nice garter snakes before, but that definitely has to be one of the nicest I've seen. And this is almost certainly the nicest I've seen in Alabama. I mean, that thing is just beautiful. And it's a little baby. Only probably a couple weeks old. So, so cool. It's a good way to start up the night if you ask me. Really, really adorable and beautiful at the same time. Great snake to start off the night. I'm gonna let this guy go and we're gonna keep cruising. Here's another one. That one's a lot more normal looking. Still cool though. Two little neonate garter snakes so far before it even gets dark. This guy's stretched out super straight in the road. I wasn't even sure if it was a snake at first. All right, little dude, I'm sure you're gonna poop all over me. Yep. Man, they're lovely, aren't they? All right, stay out of the road. I guess this spot is just the land of the garter snake because our third snake of the night is yet another garter, this time an adult. And it's only a few feet away from where that really vibrant baby was found. But I mean, I don't want to get mussed any more than I already have by garter snakes, so I'm just gonna let that guy keep moving and we're gonna do the same. All right, guys, well, it's been about an hour and 15 minutes since it got dark, and coincidentally enough, about that long since we've seen a snake. And the temperature is still fine. It's 67. It's a little bit cool, but we got the pygmy last night, not too much warmer than that. So I'm not really sure what's going on out here. I don't know if this area is just not that snaky or if we just didn't get lucky or what, but hey, we found a new garter snake spot at the very least. So that being said, I'm gonna start making my way home. A little bit of this drive is road cruising, so if I see anything, obviously I'll stop. I do think I'm gonna wrap this episode up here. It's been a pretty good couple of outings. Lots of baby snakes, lots of vipers, timbers, pygmies, all that good stuff. It's just been a great couple of weeks all around, and this week has been no exception. So I'm gonna wrap this episode up here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time for more September mayhem. Well, I'm flying home and it's cold. It's about 64. The temp has kind of plummeted tonight, but here in the road between where we were cruising and home is a nice big copperhead. So we ended up seeing something that wasn't a garter snake finally. But this is a pretty busy road, so I'm just gonna make sure he gets across safely, and we're probably gonna wrap up the night here unless we see something else.